You mentioned Shelby Park and Eagle Pass. Those are two areas where migrants have been coming to cross the border. Shelby Park is in your district, Eagle Pass is in the neighboring district. But what I'm getting at is that what I'm hearing from you is that there is this tension between the federal government and the state of Texas over who controls the border and when. Um, Governor Abbott passed Texas or Operation Lone Star a couple years ago, where he said that that Texas was going to control the border. Is this a result of kind of the confusion and the miscommunication that happens when there are two entities trying to control the border?
Well, I think the Supreme Court back 10 years ago under the Arizona case has already said that it is the federal government and under federal statute, the Border Patrol that is supposed to be taking care of the border. They arrest people that are here illegally. They provide assistance when people might be drowning or maybe dying of thirst, depending where they're coming across. So it's a federal government. And I understand the governor and other folks, including myself, were frustrated by this open type of borders that we're seeing right now. But even the Supreme Court, under the Arizona case 10 years ago, said no matter how frustrated Arizona was at that time, it still belongs, that responsibility belongs to the federal government. I want to see the state of Texas, I want to see the governor work with us, with the federal border patrol, coordinate, communicate. But when you're doing things solo and saying I'm standing up to President Biden and not being part of a team effort, then I think that's a disservice to the efforts to try to find a solution on how we secure the border. They went in, kicked out border patrol. They didn't even tell the local mayor or the local officials that were doing it. They just went in Lone Ranger style and are saying that they're in charge of the border. And unfortunately, as you know, the cease and desist letter that got sent, the attorney general said they're not going to pay attention to it. So I think it's going to be up to the Supreme Court, and they want to test this again. They probably feel that with the new majority at the Supreme Court, they might come up with something different from 10 years ago when Arizona tested that question.